hello everybody. We are live. Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here. Wanted to update you on the forecast as we have a chance for some storms tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. So it is 9:17 right now as we start this live update. Just kind of a preview, and then we'll have the full forecast coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. And I see we have Christine watching in Cedar Park. Steffi is in Hutto. Jessica says, uh-oh, is it bad news? No, this is not bad news. We are not trying to scare anybody. But we do have a chance for some storms coming in tomorrow evening, and that is what we will update you on. Here is our storm outlook. Now, a good chunk of the day, tomorrow, in fact, most of the day, is going to be dry. This is a really late afternoon, evening, and then even into the overnight storm chance. I think most of the storms are probably coming in after 8 p.m. But we have the level 2 risk, essentially area-wide. This includes most of our KVU area. That's the slight risk, hail and gusty winds, the main concerns. And I know that this goes as far east as Bastrop and Giddings, and I apologize, they're testing some of the studio audio here in the background. The hill country, though, I think is going to have the highest potential, not just for storms, but also strong to possibly severe storms. So here's what's going on right now. It's quiet. It's 81, a little bit muggier outside this evening compared to yesterday evening. I'll back out the view. Earlier we had some rain and some storms develop over West Texas. Those have fizzled on approach to us. So through tonight, again, we are going to be dry. There's our cold front, though, moving into the Texas Panhandle. That looks like a stormy, rainy night up around the Amarillo area. That front is going to sag southward, and when it gets here, we will have the proper forcing for relatively widespread storms tomorrow evening, again, especially across the hill country. So have some new model data to go through. I see Patricia's watching in Lockhart. Jessica says, howdy from Pflugerville. How are you guys doing? Megan is watching in Leander. Says she loves a good storm. Well, you might have one tomorrow evening. Let's talk about it. So here's the morning tomorrow. Maybe some low clouds, a little bit of patchy fog. I can't rule it out. But then for the afternoon, we warm up. I have 93 in the forecast for the afternoon tomorrow, and still to 5 o'clock. Again, I think we're mainly dry. Now, I can't completely rule out a pop-up between 4 and 8, but the main storm chance is coming after that. So here's 9 p.m. Storms initially developing northwest of Austin, Burnett, northern Llano County, northern Mason County. We keep going into 11 o'clock, and at that point, it could still be that most of the rain is out across the hill country, and maybe those initial storms are weakening, but I actually think we'll have a couple rounds of storms, especially across the hill country. Here's 2 a.m. Going further into the overnight, it could be late overnight, even into Saturday morning, according to some of this latest data, with the storms moving into parts of the I-35 corridor in the metro, but still there's rain ongoing across parts of the hill country. We'll have a rain chance that takes us through the morning hours on Saturday. I think the afternoon, though, on Saturday is looking mainly dry. So let's talk about rainfall potential here. And you could see through the model that the highest storm potential is not going to be in the metro. Now, I do expect some sort of rain, maybe even storms across parts of the I-35 corridor and the metro tomorrow night. But I think that the brunt of the stormy weather is going to stay west across the hill country. Now, these are the areas that need the rain. We're not necessarily complaining about that. But this model projection, again, is showing pretty meager totals across the I-35 corridor. Now, if a stronger storm makes it in, then you could get a quick half-inch plus of rain. But I think across the hill country, especially places like Gillespie County, Llano County, Mason County, I'm going to throw Blanco and Burnett counties in there. That is where the potential will be there for some pockets of 1 to 3 inches of rain, maybe even some pockets of 2 to 4 inches of rain. Now, the ground is saturated from the rain we've had over the past week or so. That means there is going to be the minor flooding concern, but hopefully we don't get anything significant. I don't expect anything significant, but hopefully we can just get a little bit of runoff heading into our creeks and streams and then dumping into our Highland Lake system. Now that the ground is a little bit more saturated, that can give us more efficient runoff. So the Weather Prediction Center is highlighting the northern I-35 corridor and the hill country for low-end potential for some minor flooding. Again, I'm not trying to oversell you on this. I don't expect big flooding issues, but maybe some low water crossings, stuff like that could be impacted. All right, 7-day forecast. 93 tomorrow. The storm chance is mainly evening into tomorrow night. And then this is a little cold front moving through, and it's a nice little cool down, I guess. 84 for Saturday, and then Sunday the high temperature may go all the way down to 81. And the weekend's not going to be a washout. We kind of kick things off Friday night with a decent storm chance, but then Saturday and Sunday it's only about a 20% rain chance both days, so there's going to be plenty of dry time this weekend. Monday, 86. The first half of next week looks fairly quiet, maybe some small 20% rain chances. Otherwise, it's kind of normal. As we get into mid to late May, upper 80s, small rain chances. That sounds about right. So that's what I'm tracking for you. I see, let's see, Marion watching from Kyle. Hello. Jessica says, the rain is welcome, the hail can stay away. I'm with you. I don't see massive hail concerns tomorrow, but, you know, some pockets of quarter-size hail, possible damaging winds in pockets. Again, I don't think it's a deal. We're not looking at a severe weather outbreak, anything like that, but a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, certainly fair game tomorrow evening. Brian, it is raining barbecue sandwiches in Lockhart. Hey, if it's from Blacks and it starts raining brisket, I'd be fine with that. The weather feels a little bad recently. Yeah, I mean, it's been rainy for sure over the past week or two. Gloria is watching in Georgetown. Hello. Jose, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Patricia in Lockhart. Cool. Any questions? Sylvia, don't want any hail in Liberty Hill. Will Hutto get rain? Again, for the I-35 corridor and points east, it does look like a lower rain chance, but for Hutto, I do expect some sort of rain coming in tomorrow night. Let me get back into the models here. We'll run through this one more time. And I don't want to keep you here too late tonight. Again, just a kind of a precursor here as we get ready for our full newscast coming up tonight at 10. Oh, do want to show you the drought monitor too. We'll get into that here in a moment. So here is our storm outlook, level 2 risk for most, but again, the hill country I think is where we get the brunt of this activity. Let me show you, we'll show a couple of models here. This is the model that I think did the best with the stuff last week. But here's tomorrow morning, quiet, 60s. The afternoon, hot, still mainly dry through 5, 93. But then by 8 or 9 o'clock, I do expect some storms coming in across the hill country. Northern Burnett, Northern Llano, Northern Mason. And then this new data shows that activity, at least initially, may kind of stay out west across the hill country heading into the later evening. But at some point during the overnight, we have a few more rounds of rain and storms that will be possible. I do expect this to make it into the I-35 corridor, especially the northern I-35 corridor in the metro. So some sort of rain overnight into Friday morning, but it may end up that the heaviest storms and accordingly the heaviest rain stays across the hill country, and that's what this particular model is showing, where again we get some rain across the metro, but the heaviest stuff, pockets of 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 inches, will be across the hill country. Not a guarantee though. Let me show you another model here and we'll see how some of the new data is coming in this evening. So that was our high-res rapid refresh model. This is going to be our graph model. See how this is handling things. Takes us through tonight into tomorrow. So this model by 7 or 8 has storms farther east. That initial round kind of fizzling and then more storms coming in after midnight. And this particular model does bring some of the heavier stuff into the metro Saturday morning. And then again, it's kind of a 20% rain chance through the day. Maybe a little bit more rain coming in across the hill country. That'd be nice. So if that model solution plays out, here's what some of the rainfall totals would look like. That one has a little bit heftier rain into the metro, but you get the idea. I think along and then especially west of the I-35 corridor, that's going to be kind of the best potential for rain. So that's what I'm tracking for you. I'll show you the 7-day one more time, and then we will sign off. And I'll be live with a full update in the forecast coming up on KVU News tonight at 10 o'clock. So here's the 7-day. 93 tomorrow. Storm chance is really kind of late evening into the overnight. A few of them could be strong to severe, maybe some locally heavy rain. 84 Saturday, a 20% chance for showers. Sunday, also 20%. It's not a washout of a weekend, but we will be cooler. We will have some rain around. Next week, look at a little bit quieter. Maybe some small rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Martha, no problem. I appreciate it. Yeah, and again, we'd really appreciate it if you could stay tuned with us for KVU News at 10 o'clock. We'll be going over the full forecast, and we'll have the latest data and everything for you. And Brian and Quita and Jeff will be here as well with your news and sports. So again, we'd really appreciate it if you could stick with us and tune in here in about 33 minutes from now. For now, I will sign off of here. Thank you so much for watching us this evening. That's the latest on the forecast. Full update, KVUE.com, KVUE app, and we'll keep you posted through tomorrow. And you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good one. Bye.